Now, I'm not one to spread rumour and gossip, as you well know. I just hear some things sometimes, maybe it be from some internal sources, maybe it be from something I've seen on Twitter or in a little bit of social media, or sometimes this can come from other people's videos that I might have seen and gone, okay, I will use that to my own advantage because I am a YouTuber with no imagination and I'm going to copy your video but put it in my own words and my own little spin on it. But apparently, due to some internal sources and a little bit of whispers here, there and everywhere around the campfire with the fire crackling at night, the ghost stories are done, the marshmallows are being toasted, and then somebody says, I've got a story to tell you, are you all listening? Closing people, this is not a scary story, but it's weird, it's the unknown. But apparently, due to an internal source somewhere in the midst of the Activision headquarters, said, and I quote, there's going to be some changes coming, and one of those changes to Infinite Warfare will appeal to the people, the older Call of Duty fans, the people who are used to the older Call of Duty and the older Call of Duty feel, the more traditional Call of Duty. That's the word I was looking for. Now, take from that what you will, but to me, as soon as I heard that, I was like, sounds as though that could be a kind of boots on the ground playlist, They did it with Advanced Warfare. They did do it with Advanced Warfare. And I've got to be honest, when the whole EXO was introduced, I didn't like it. But for me, the one compensation that was in Advanced Warfare was, well, do you know what? If you don't like it, that's fine. We have a playlist here called Classic. Go back to the Classic and play how you like to play, you boring, bluff old traditionalist person with no imagination who can't move forward into the depths of the future. You have to stay in the past because you're a dinosaur. The only problem was, this is my concern with this, is that Advanced Warfare got it very wrong, and what most people found when they went back to play the Classic, and to be honest with you, I didn't stay there too long. I went back to the, Back to the Future, because the classic Call of Duty that was put into Advanced Warfare encouraged people for some strange reason to camp. And I think that the reason people did that was because the maps were so classically designed for the exoskeletal movement, for the exo movement, for the jumping, the wall running, the flying through the air, the floating, the hovering. They were all built for that because they had different heights, different levels. There was different methods of getting around every single corner into every nook and cranny possible that made it so bloody, I suppose, difficult as a person who didn't want to adjust to that. That when you did go back to the classic feel of Call of Duty, it was like, well, people were just cowering corners. When you see these guys who are like supposedly hardened soldiers, or maybe people who've just come out their time, they've just finished their basic training, they go straight out into war, and all of a sudden there's explosions around them, and they just literally, and this does happen, my friend who was in the army told me this, when he was out in Iraq fighting, he said you'd get bombs going off, you'd turn for your comrades, your teammates, you'd be like, go, and look, and there's a guy on the floor literally with his hands around his knees, rocking, sucking his thumb. It's almost like that, people just get in that situation, they go, I can't deal with this, I'm just going to sit in this corner, I'm staying here, this is where I've laid my hat, this is my home. The maps were designed for the exo movement. There was just high points, low points, too many points, where even playing the classic playstyle, you could still move around and use most of those areas. And it wasn't the 3-lane system, it's got to be a 3-lane system. For me, that works the best. If you get involved in an engagement where somebody really has the drop on you and there is nowhere left to go, you've got all these different lanes that you could move down, these different channels that could save your ass. If only you had that exo movement to give you that boost towards it. No, I chose Classic. Unfortunately, you chose Classic, that's what you get. You paid the fiddler, you chose your path you wanted to take, and now you're paying the price. So, if they're going to involve that in Infinite Warfare, then they need to be very, very careful. I think, yes, it could work, and if it does work, maybe, just maybe, I might possibly reimburse myself with a copy, because I think that would be quite interesting. But if they do bring this back, it could bring a whole new sense of innovation and take it back to somewhere that I like it to be. So who knows? What do you think about that then? Do you think that might be a good idea to bring the old system back in like they did in Advanced Warfare, or do you think it just won't work? Maybe they've looked back at what Sledgehammer did and said, we won't make that mistake again. We won't make that mistake. No, you foolish Sledgehammers, you haven't got a clue. You go back and make Advanced Warfare 2 and see where that gets you. We are Infinity Ward, and we know how to do things. Well, we did do when it was the original Infinity Ward, but they all buggered off. But you know what? I was cleaning toilets when they were here. They treated me like dirt, and now I am the head. I am the CEO. I've been cranked up on the day after they left, funny enough. The man came in and saw me in the lavatory with a marigold rolled up to my elbow, hand down the toilet trying to unblock it, and he said, "You are the man to take Infinity Ward to the top." Dave, the toilet cleaner. I don't know where I just went with that. So, what do you think? Good idea or bad idea? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love. Apocalypse done.